The idea of a character that relies entirely on one move or mechanic isn't really new to JJS. Choso straight up hasn't dropped out of the top 3 since his debut over a year ago. A one-trick character like that can be seriously difficult to balance. And the developers know this too. That's why Supernova's only gotten one balance change and it was a 2 damage nerf. Besides the dreaded 1.67.0 update, there's no other changes been made to Supernova. And because of that, Choso's remained top 3 for the entirety of his lifespan. Now, is this a bad thing? I don't really think so. A character being heavily reliant on one mechanic or one move, that doesn't make the character a failure of a character or poorly designed in any way. In my eyes, Choso's among the most fun characters to play in this game. And his over-reliance on his orbs feels more like a boon. It doesn't feel too restrictive that his orbs are the only way he can feel like a proper character. And all that to say, I think Mechamaru's in the same boat as Choso, but to an even higher degree. So in this mini guide, the first thing that we're going to cover is his most important move and most important tool, Offload Ultra Spin. This move defines new mecha. It's the crux for all his combos. It's the meat of his damage. It's even got some solid neutral and defensive ability. Your utilization of this move will make or break Mechamaru. In regards to what the move actually does, it deals 15 damage, picks up ragdolled opponents, and hits them at an upwards angle. But the most important property that this move has is that it doesn't go on cooldown if you use it. That goes for any offload move. So offload Ultra Cannon as well. But that move is entirely useless, so we'll ignore that one for now. Another aspect of Mechamaru that really ties together what makes Ultra Spin so powerful is the fact that using offload while it's on cooldown will instead substitute some ultimate meter. This means if you have meter, you can spam offload Ultra Spin as much as you want. This combination is what makes Mechamaru as good as he is right now. Ultra Spin was already New Mecha's highest damaging moves, with the other moves dealing like 5 to 7 less damage. Now it has no cooldown and combos freely into his other moves, meaning you have a safe way of getting your opponent to max evasive bar every single time you hit the opponent. This level of safety combined with damage was only seen in pre-6-7 Megami. We'll talk more about his game plan later down in the video. As for regular Ultra Spin, there's not much to say about it, you almost never use it. You can use it to finish your opponent and save some meter, but otherwise, not much there. Okay, let's talk about the next move now. We'll talk about Heat Emission first before we do Boost On, because I think that's the most important move next outside of Offload Ultra Spin. If you don't cancel the move, Heat Emission is a really powerful jump scare option that combos into the rest of his kit. The move is unblockable, but also since it's an explosion type move, it's uncounterable as well. I don't see people talk about this move much, and it makes sense, Offload Ultra Spin is just that good. But this move is actually really powerful as well. Just like every move outside of Ultra Spin, its damage is really low. It only deals 8 damage. But since Offload Ultra Spin can make up the damage, the real value in this move is in its utility. This move has a scary as hell neutral presence. If you're at about mid-range, you can just tap this move once and instantly gain priority. The move is decently fast and has a pretty sizable hitbox. This makes Heat Emission incredibly powerful when it comes to punishing passive players. In my experience, I found that it's pretty difficult for the opponent to react and dash out of the way of this move, unless they're specifically looking for it. But in that case, they're going to be more susceptible to the Offload Ultra Spin. As for the cancelled Heat Emission, I don't know if there's a single use for this move. Like, a single use that you can't use regular Heat Emission for. The move doesn't do high damage, and it doesn't execute either. So you're not going to be able to use it like Grounded Flowing Red Scale, and you're not going to be able to use it like Bleed Out either. Meaning that using it out of M1s is entirely worthless. There's no reason to. So honestly, the only real reason for using the cancel Heat Emission is just for convenience sake, because it doesn't move you at all. Otherwise, if you're trying to play like completely optimally, cancel Heat Emission really doesn't have a place in Mechamaru's kit. The move is entirely blockable, and it has a pretty noticeable end lag, so it's not the best option for M1 trading either. Maybe you can occasionally pick up a combo with it, but I wouldn't depend on it too much. So the next move to talk about is Boost On. Unlike Mechamaru's other moves, this move is pretty standard and more in line with other characters. It's a close range block breaking combo starter or extender, something kind of similar to Rapid Punches or maybe like Wing Throw or something like that. Though unlike those moves, you have a lot more restriction on how you can combo extend off of Boost On. The most effective follow-ups off of Boost On are Offload Ultra Spin and Heat Emission. I don't actually know if Boost On to Heat Emission is actually a red combo, but I do know that Heat Emission is uncounterable and unblockable, meaning that it's essentially safe to go for every single time. So with Boost On being a really solid close range option, it really feels like New Mecha has an ability for every single range the opponent is at. Heat Emission is your combo starter at mid range, Boost On is your combo stutterer at close range, and while this move is honestly pretty mid, Ultra Cannon still works as a poke tool at long range. So even though the majority of his power is concentrated in offload Ultra Spin, it still feels like his other 3 moves still play a role in the match. He feels oddly well-rounded in that sense. Okay, now we'll move on to his final and least important move. Ultra Cannon is a 9 damage hit scan beam, and that's it. The move can combo extend next to a wall, but that's super rare. You really don't want to be next to the wall in the first place because offload Ultra Spin will spawn clones off of the map instead of next to the enemy. And being able to use offload Ultra Spin more liberally is way more useful than anything Ultra Cannon has to offer. So Ultra Cannon's role in new mecha is substantially less useful than it was in old mecha. It's just a long range poke tool in neutral or a way to finish your combos off. Not really all too important. The offload version is even more useless because you never want to use this. I don't think I can think of a scenario where offload Ultra Cannon is giving you extra value that a regular Ultra Cannon couldn't do, or that a rearrangement of your moves couldn't give you. In most cases, you would want to save your cooldown and your meter for offload Ultra Spin instead, because of how much more damage it does and how much more combo potential it can give you. An underrated benefit to these moves that you can use multiple times in a single combo, like Dog Slam Loops and Pre-6-7 Megami, is that they reduce your cooldowns overall. These combos end up lasting so long that you'll get your other moves back by the time the combo ends or the opponent uses their evasive. That means every time you get into an engagement with the opponent, you'll always have moves to combo them with. Ultra Cannon loops don't really provide that utility, and they don't provide that damage either, so there's no real reason to use them over offload Ultra Spin like ever. I can see this move getting buffs, but I'm not really sure how they're ever going to make this move more impactful than offload Ultra Spin. So overall, non-offload Ultra Cannon is it's okay, it's not the best, but it's still usable, and offload Ultra Cannon is a complete 0. Okay, now that we've gone over all of his moves, I want to move into some 1v1s where we can talk about his game plan and some general tips with him. First match is against the Yuta. I'm not really threatened by Yuta players anymore. Not to say the character itself is bad, but like Yuta players, they just don't have that fire to them, you know? They don't feel threatening at all. And instantly, heat assimilation, boom, starts a combo for me. And a fear of the follow-up after an offload Ultra Spin is what wastes his evasive too. So you can really see how heat assimilation just won me that interaction right away. And now the flow of the match is already in my favor. He gets me with a sneaky Resolute Slash, but his only follow-up option is Revolve. After the changes to Rika Down Slam, that move is entirely unsafe. It's a guaranteed punish for the opponent. In the golden era of Yuta, you used to be able to punish the opponent trying to evasive out of that, and catch them and reverse the situation, but now you can't anymore. You can see me here trying to combo extend with Ultra Cannon, but it kind of fails. The move is just too bouncy or something like that. It really knocks the opponent away farther than you would expect it to. Again with heat assimilation, just what a monstrous neutral presence. People saying this is a Genos move in TSB, does that mean Genos is also top 1 in that game? Also, you see me jump an M1 after an offload Ultra Spin or after a heat assimilation knockback or something like that? You can M1 the opponent while they're in the air and gain 3 extra damage just for free. If you think it won't mess up your flow, you might as well go for it. A pretty nice flip from me that I did on mouse and keyboard, organically, authentically, with no lock-on and no controller. Video on lock-on soon, that shit is actually a plague. I don't know why you can connect your controller to your PC, and now you're completely invincible and super unpredictable at close range. I hate that shit so much. But that's neither here nor there, so let's continue with the ranked match. Cancel heat emission actually showed some use here. Caught him trying to deliver a sneaky Rika down slam, and a nice little follow-up with boost on helped me seal the stock. A friendly exchange of words and we continue with the fight. He then tries the most insane Veil Step 1 to down slam combo. Even if this didn't whiff, I still have evasive. I don't know why he would do this, but whatever. A really strong combo there that really shows off how powerful those offload ultra spins can really be. They're just so devastating for the health bar. Activate offload ultra spin during this combo so that the drill hits him really early after the knockback, in kind of a way to get around his evasive. I didn't actually expect it to kill though, but we take those. This guy keeps going for these final M1s on ragdolled opponents, but like, there's no value in them anymore. At least for him in this moment, he's exhausted all of his moves already. He has no reason to go for this M1. There's no world in where the risk for doing this final hit of M1 is worth the cost that he could be taking. And the cost is what he's going to take right now in damage. Which is why, in my opinion, just go for a retreating M1 instead of going for the final hit of M1. It can also let you pick up an additional M1 string, and for a character like Yuta who likes to cycle his cooldowns, that could be really useful. But he goes for the final M1, it whiffs, and now I get a combo off. Ooh, and that late hitbox of the offload ultra spin, the move covers Mecha and makes him so much more safe. A huge damage combo again, and they waste their evasive at the end of it. They got no evasive, they got no HP left. The next hit I get on them is gonna spell death. Unless I mess up the punch because I'm washed. And then I mess up again, oh my god. Okay, there we go, that's the one. Good match. That's gonna be it for the video. If you like Mechamaru, make sure to like and subscribe. If you hate Mechamaru, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're indifferent to Mechamaru, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Choso Guide, never.